Hi, my name is Julian Hogan, and I've been playing drums for, let's see, probably about 23 years or so, and never looked back. I started off on another instrument, but I found my way to drums, and once I did, I've just been going steady ever since. So I've only been with Brooks Drums for a few months now, but hopefully it's a relationship that will last a lot longer. And so far I've been really, really pleased with Brooks Drums, and they've welcomed me into the family, very graciously, and I'm thankful to be a part of the Brooks team. One is just how they sing when you play them. I know it sounds kind of funny to talk about drums in that context, but when you're a drummer and you play a lot of different drums, you can hit a drum one time and just notice the resonance that it gets and how versatile the drum is, given how you might tune it, the kind of heads you might put on it, how much you muffle it. And I've noticed that Brooks drums sound great in a variety of different ways. You can get a real nice open sound, kind of a warm, more muffled sound, or however you kind of want to take charge of the sound that you get out of the drums. They sound great in any which way. With a handcrafted drum, you have a lot more, options on how you can get the drum to sound. For instance, Mike is really good about working with you to get the sound that you want out of the drums, as opposed to maybe just buying something from a store and saying, okay, this sounds pretty good. This sounds the way it sounds. And maybe it's the same drum set that, countless other people have. But when it comes to handcrafted drums, you really have so much personalization that you can get. And you can say, hey, I kind of want this sound. I'm going for this kind of a vibe. Even if you don't even really know a lot of the specifics of what you're talking about, Mike is willing to kind of, work with you and get the sound that you want. People notice the drums themselves because they look great right off the bat, and aesthetics, although it's not necessarily the most important thing, it's not bad either. So they notice that right off the bat and they say, Brooks drums, okay, what's that? And then they hear them and they say, man, those drums sound good. I'm familiar with DW and Yamaha and some of these other companies, but if they don't know about them before I play them, they sure do afterwards. So I'll explain a little bit about Brooks Drums and the company, and how it's a local company, and just the craftsmanship and everything that goes into making the drums, which is pretty evident when you hear the drums themselves. I kind of see the craftsmanship and a master craftsman like Mike as kind of a master musician, where there will always be a place for it, but it has been, there's been patterns of it being replaced in certain contexts by machines and assembly lines and things like that. But one thing that true artists will realize is that there will never quite be a substitute for a master craftsman of any kind, right? Just because of the attention to detail that they give and how they put their heart and soul into what they do, which differentiates them from kind of a mass-produced company where they're looking at the bottom line only. How many of these things can we pump out? When it comes to a master craftsman, you're getting something more personal, and I think that will never really go out of style. Yes, there's been a clear difference, and that's kind of what makes me excited about playing handcrafted drums, is hearing that difference and knowing that you're part of something that is, although some people might say it's kind of dwindling, I think there's always, like I said, there's always a spot for master craftsmanship, and being able to notice that difference is really exciting every time you sit down on the drum set.